triple lutz and triple toe loop. And he fell on the triple loop. Fell on the double axel there. Really good spin, right on the spot. A 2-foot landing on that triple loop. Great spin to finish and always attractive to watch. Just a pity about those 2 errors, a fall and a 2-foot landing, but he's very, very popular. One, 2.5. That was a double axel, and it was beautifully performed. Here are the marks, and they are the best of the free skating so far. 5 6s and 5 7s right across. So just imagine what they would have been without those mistakes, because they're high 5s. Well, he would have been right up there. That's for technical merit. Very good, considering that he had a fall and a 2-foot landing. It would have been 5 9s, all right. However, Here's the artistic impression marker, and there are 2 5.9s there, one from Poland on the left and one from Sweden in the middle. The lowest is in fact the Soviet Union judge, who gives 5.7. The others are all 5.8s. But that's the best mark so far in this free skating. And first to go of the medal contestants, the defending champion, Alexandr Fadeev, lying in first place. Triple loops and double loop. And he fell on the triple axel, got up again very quickly, but the landing on the triple axel was not a good one. And another touchdown. Well, he cannot afford to make any mistakes at all because he's really under pressure. And perhaps it's the pressure that's telling. Almost a touchdown again on that triple axel, the first part of that combination. And that, I think, would have been his attempt at the quadruple toe loop. Well, this is a disaster for Fadeev. Step sequence. He's got to do an awful lot to pick himself up. Triple Salchow. And look at that. Well, he was just doing steps there. This is quite remarkable. I don't think I've ever seen any world champion have as many mishaps as this. Well, it's very difficult to make any summary of that at all, because I've never seen Fadeev, let alone any other world champion, have as many mistakes in a program, and some of them quite elementary. I think that he can wave goodbye to it all. Back outside edge, 3 turns, and there, the first fall. Triple toe loop. Well, Stanczuk doesn't look so happy tonight as he did. Now that seems to me to be the Soviet Union has given a mark of 5.9 for technical merit when we saw 6 positive errors. Well, I'm sorry, I just can't believe it. The 5 5s and 5 6s would be about the mark. Well, that's a 5.8, but that judge has given a 5.9. You saw it, I saw it, everyone in the building saw it, but perhaps the Soviet judge didn't see it. But to give a 5.9 out of 6 is quite incredible. And she is, I think, realizing it. Well, those marks are not going to help him at all. Here's the artistic impression mark. We've got a 5.4 as the lowest from Canada and Italy, up to 5.7 and 5.8. There's a 5.8 from Japan and a 5.8 from the Soviet Union and from Austria. But those are, at this moment in the competition, the 3rd best marks. So I'm afraid that Alexandr Fadeev must be a very unhappy fellow at this moment. Boitano, lying in 4th position. He was 4th in the compulsory figures and 5th in the short. 4th overall. And a lovely triple looks to start. Triple axel followed by a double toe loop. Well performed. Good combination. There's a double axel. Nice combination of spins too. Excellent triple. He's presenting this slow section very nicely. And that's a very long spread eagle. Triple salto. And that really was a flyer into a jump set spin. Tuck axel. Two great split jumps. He's really got the crowd with him. And he deserves it. He deserves it. They're standing up around the building. No mistakes. A brilliant, nice presentation. Mind you, there's a lot of Americans there, I have to say, but even so, everywhere around the building they're standing up. Brian Boitano. He did well. Forward edge. 1, 2, 3.5 turns in the air. Beautiful triple axel. Then toe loop. Well, there's the technical merit mark, and I have to say the Soviet judges give him a lower mark, a 5.8, but all the other judges probably higher, and the Austrian judges give him a 5.9, the Italian judges give him 5.9. That's the best set of marks for technical merit in the championship so far. And it's a 5.9 in this artistic mark. There's a 5.9 from Poland. There's a 5.9 from Yugoslavia at the other end. The others are 5.8. So combining the two sets of marks, the best set of marks so far. And that puts him above Alexandr Fadeev as it stands at the moment. Czechoslovakia, Jozef Sabovčík lines up for his 4.5-minute free skating. Remember, he was lying in second place. So a perfect program for him could put him in the lead. Well, that single axel, I've seen him do triples when he's been approaching that section of the rink. And there's the first triple that he tried, and oh dear. on that double axel was good. Ever seen Jozef Sabovčík skate as poorly as this? He's just skating around the rink at this moment. He really didn't look very well during the warm-up and looked to be complaining about there he touched down again there, a triple toe loop. Well, a sympathetic round of applause for Jozef Sabovčík. In fact, he looks very ungainly on the ice as he goes to the centre to take his call. I think you can tell by the look on his face, but if you'd seen the whole of his body then, he was almost limping as he went towards the centre of the ice. And a very sympathetic round of applause for not a very good performance. Well, that's just how it looked for Jozef Sabovčík. He had a bad night indeed. And 5.1, the lowest mark from the Swedish judge in the centre, and the highest marks are 5.5 from Poland and Yugoslavia. And I think those marks very indicative of the performance as a whole. They're marks that Jozef Sabovčík will want to forget. In fact, it really hasn't been a night for the East Europeans. And again, the Swede has given 5-0, and it goes up to 5.6 from Yugoslavia. The others 5.4s, 5.3s, 5.5s. But that's about the 7th best marks in the free skating so far. So Sabovčík, well, that's put him right out, I would say. Well, Brian Orser lying in 3rd position, and now he has the world at his skate points, let's put it like that. Well, he starts with a great triple. There's his triple axel, he fell. Another faller. My goodness. What a night this is turning out to be. He normally pulls off that triple axel with such ease. Triple salto, double loop combination, okay. He's got to get a few more triples in. Good step sequence, straight line. Well, into that triple toe volley. Spinning is very controlled. And he's fallen off the triple axel again. Well, all those splits into the double axel, that was easy. Well, it was a neat combination of jumps to finish, but he too must be disappointed. I mean, he has been known as the king of the triple axel, but he didn't get one. Well, this has been a most remarkable night. The Canadians may be very pleased, but I don't know whether Brian will be. Now here he comes in, onto the forward edge. Up off the forward. 1, 2, 3.5 turns in the air and down. And that is most unusual. He pulls them off every time, those triple axels. Well, Dudley, his coach, and on the right, his choreographer, he has got 2 5.9s from the Soviet Union and Poland, and one wonders how it can happen, really, when he didn't make his triple axel. The others 5.7s and 5.8s, those possibly right, but well, those are probably looking to be about the second best set of marks in this. Here's the artistic impression. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5.9s, the others are 5.8s. Yes, that's the second set, the second best set of marks, and that will put him into second place at this moment, behind Brian Boitano of the United States. So after a night of extraordinary skating and marking, the champion of the world for 1986, the champion of the United States, Brian Boitano. And the silver medal goes to Brian Orser of Canada, with the defending champion, Alexandr Fadeev, taking the bronze. And those quadruple jumps just didn't materialize. Let's have a look at